Hello, and welcome to Practical Ansible Solutions. This is a video course designed for people who seek real-world practical application of Ansible knowledge, tools, and automation to just get things done quickly. We are going to differentiate this course from others like it by focusing on getting things done and tying in immediate, real-world, hands-on examples of what we learn. And we're going to concentrate less on sort of the theory and fluff. Before we go over the course, I want to spend a little bit of time going over the course authors. My name is Will Foster. I've been a Linux systems administrator and storage admin for the past 20 years or so across a handful of companies and employers that you've probably heard of. I'm currently working as a systems engineer and DevOps person, focusing on performance and scale. I'm extremely passionate about open source technologies, and I once caught a Microsoft Exchange server on fire, literally on fire, at a previous employer, and I'm so proud of it that it's still a bullet item on my resume under achievements. You can find me on the internet at hobo.house, which is my blog. You can also find me on Twitter at sadsfe, as well as on GitHub at sadsfe. Also consulting on this course is my longtime friend and colleague, Kombi's Agaipur. Kombi's brings 30 plus years as a Unix and Linux systems admin and network engineer to the table. Kombi's also works with me as a software engineer and DevOps person in the realm of performance and scale. You can find Kombi's at crazy.house or on GitHub at Kombi's-Agaipur. Lastly, I want to mention the courseware creation entity. Fury DevOps is a DevOps and IT consultation firm, and Kombi's and myself do consulting for Fury in our free time. This is the creation entity of the course. Okay, so let's have a course overview. Let's go over some of the things that we're going to cover with Practical Ansible Solutions. We're first going to start with chapters 1 and 2, Ansible up and running. We're going to start with some basics here, and then we're going to immediately jump into some real-world usage using the ad hoc commands. And we'll even deploy and run scripts remotely to check for known vulnerabilities. So we're going to get you up and running fairly quickly, just within chapters 1 and 2. Chapter 3 is going to be focused on organizing your playbooks. So we're going to cover playbook structure, multi-role playbooks, and sort of how to handle growth and scale when you start something and it becomes larger and larger. We're also going to cover in Chapter 3 pulling in variables, as well as larger playbook examples to help you automate and reuse the code that you write. Chapter 4 is going to be covering handlers, variables, conditionals, and logic. We are going to be doing a whole lot with using some of the built-in Ansible logic, as well as using register values, and provide further hands-on direct examples of how to make use of all of these elements of Ansible. Chapter 5, we're going to focus on systems lifecycle management. So this is going to be around managing your fleet of systems and devices. We're going to focus specifically on managing users, packages, services, and content. Again, with hands-on real-world examples. We're going to talk again here at a more advanced stage at multi-role and multi-stack playbooks. And we're also going to be giving an introduction to Ansible Tower, or the open source version of Ansible Tower, Ansible AWX. Lastly, in Chapter 6, Extending Ansible Usage, we're going to be going over Ansible modules and plugins, as well as consuming and using Ansible Galaxy. Some additional notes for this course. We are going to be focusing on using Ansible against Linux-based systems, but the core concepts here are going to be universal. So a lot of the code that we're using is going to be reusable regardless of the target system. To work with the Ansible code, you're going to need access to a Linux-based system. This could be a virtual machine or an instance in Amazon AWS, for example, but you're going to need a Linux-based system in order to work with Ansible. We're also going to require that you have beginner knowledge of Linux systems, at least it's strongly encouraged, and that you have beginner knowledge of systems administration concepts. Again, it's not a hard requirement, but it is very helpful because we're going to talk a lot about systems and network best practices, and we're going to give a lot of sort of functional examples as we go through the course and when we get into a lot of the hands-on material. Some additional information about the course. All of the code that we use is going to be on GitHub. if you go to github.com/pactpublishing/practical-ansible-solutions, then all of the playbooks that we use, all of the metadata, and all of the resources used throughout the video course can be available as well as updated at that location. All right, let's get started.